Hello, this is Joe83, and it's another new video on my F1 2016 Toro Rosso career mode. Joining me is Pierre in the Toro Rosso, and this week is the Japanese Grand Prix, so straight into a track acclimatization test in practice, and it looks like almost fully purple, just one red score earlier in the lap, and that should be enough for the purple score, and 50 resource points for the team. And qualifying pace, I'm just under on the second lap of the 3 allowed laps that you can have on this test. But then through the final chicane I get a lot up on the delta, but it's coming down. It's going to be incredibly close whether I get the score or not. And just about 14 thousandths of a second into the target. So we get the green score, 30 resource points, and this is the qualifying lap, the end of the qualifying lap. And Ricciardo on pole at the minute. I'm going around the final chicane, get a good exit out of there, and it puts me in 3rd place behind Sebastian Vettel and just at Hulkenberg, which isn't too good. I'm down to 12th now between the 2 Renaults, which really isn't that good at this point in the season, but I'm about 4 tenths up on this lap, so hopefully it can boost my position. Around the final chicane again, almost 5 tenths, but quite a bad exit, which loses me a lot of time, and that drops me down to 9th place unfortunately, and I'm actually in 11th place on the grid, a long way off Carlos Sainz, which is disappointing because Japan was one of my stronger tracks, but 11th place, which isn't too bad because it means I can choose whatever tire I want. I think Hamilton was on pole, and that's pretty much what I need to do.
It's goodbye. We're live today from the Mie Prefecture of Japan as we look forward to the Japanese Grand Prix. The 2015 race here was one of only 5 Grand Prix in history to feature no retirements at all. Although with the highly competitive field we have today, I don't expect we'll be repeating that stat anytime soon.
So race strategy, because I'm 11th I can start on the medium tyres, which is pretty helpful. It's going to be a 2-stop race, medium then hard then soft. Underfuel the car quite a lot, and yeah, let's get into the race then. And 5 red lights coming on now from 11th place on the grid. Everyone around me looks like they're starting on softs, but lights out, away we go. And it looks like pretty bad launch to begin with. Alonso and Button get away well. Button's already gained 2 positions almost, and I'm going to stick to the outside, trying to avoid any carnage that might ensue. Raikkonen goes wide onto the gravel, kicks off some dirt. I'm going to go right around the outside of absolutely everyone. And 3 wide now with Alonso, with Button and Vettel, and I'm forced to be wide. Sainz gets the position back, so I'm back down to 10th place. But that was it looked like I might be as high as 7th at one point there, which would have been amazing, but not quite. And we're down to 10th place again, so only 1 position gain for the start, which is not too good. But then Button's gained a lot of positions from his 10th on the grid up to 8th place. Sainz had dropped down to just ahead of me in 9th. But hopefully I can start making my way through these cars and up the order. But through the Degners for the first time now, just ahead of Carlos Sainz. Looks like there's a little bit of a train forming behind. I think there's a Williams on ahead. So I'm going to do an absolute Kobayashi, move up the inside into the hairpin ahead of 2 drivers. Both Sainz and Button got overtaken by me there, and that was a well executed dive bomb into the hairpin, and I imagine that'll be a consistent theme throughout the race. But on to the end of lap 1, on to lap 2, we're getting this at Vettel, and it looks like a fairly straightforward pass down into turn 1, get the inside line, higher top end speed, force him out, and that is 7th place off of the Ferrari driver. And onto lap 2, hopefully we can start applying the pressure to Valtteri Bottas, and here he is actually. And it looks like I have much more pace through sector 1 generally than the AI, but especially Valtteri Bottas here. And I'm practically pushing him up Dunlop curve and down to the Degners. I doubt there's anything to be gained here by going for a move through the first one, but maybe the second one, but no, we'd think better of it and don't go for the move at this time. And it looks like we're lining up for another little lunge into the hairpin, and much like on lap 1, here it comes, dive bomb, force out Bottas up into 6th place, and that is another well executed move, if I do say so myself. And now it's like at the replay at the start, and lights out and away we go. And it looks like the Ferrari from 5th place, I think it's Vettel, bogged down a lot. The other Ferrari, Raikkonen, gets almost up into 3rd place. It's 3 wide off the line, and that's why Raikkonen gets put onto the grass and kicks up some dirt. I go right, try and go right on the outside of everyone. The Red Bull of Ricciardo has a lead, I think. You can see the dirt being kicked up in the background. That's my car going wide. The top 2 have broken away massively from the rest of the field already. So that's Hamilton and Ricciardo, I think it is. And here's the view from Kimi Raikkonen. We can see what went wrong for him, or what went right at first, because of the unbelievable start he got from 4th place. And he immediately went to the outside of it's Ricciardo actually, so it's Verstappen in the lead. Raikkonen goes to the outside of Ricciardo, but then Rosberg makes it 3 wide on the inside, and that forces Raikkonen out, and he drops down to 5th place as he has to take avoiding action. And then just sitting behind in 5th place behind Rosberg. And here's the view from Julian Palmer, who wasn't too far behind me. He's 13th place, so hopefully this should give us a good idea of what happened on the with the kerfuffle off in turn 1 with myself. He gets a decent start, goes at the inside of his teammate Magnussen. A bit of contact between the two Renaults. I am on the curb. Look, I'm 3 wide with Button and Vettel up ahead. Get forced onto the grass quite a lot and have to cede the position to Sainz and Button. Back to 10th place. The Renaults are side by side actually, which is very nerve-wracking for the Renault boss, but never mind, I think they avoided contact. But now lap 8 we're up into the lead as everyone has and the safety car's come out actually. Everyone's pitted, I'm in the lead. Magnussen is out the race, but then going further around the lap, Nico Rosberg is now out the race as well, which is very, very odd. Under the safety car he's retired, so I can only think that must be an engine failure for Rosberg, which is disappointing for him as he's trying to stop Hamilton winning the title. But here we come into the pit lane, and slow for the marker, pit onto the hard tyres. They're going to make it a little bit earlier stop because we might as well take advantage of the safety car. And it should be it's a pretty well timed safety car because everyone else has had to pit in the normal circumstances, but I'm going to pit under the safety car, get a free pit stop. Hulkenberg's in the lead from Hamilton, Palmer, and now myself, and there's another car that I couldn't quite see who it was in the top left corner, but come out in 5th place, and you can see just how much track position we've gained over the likes of Bottas, who've kept it. And here's the reason why Magnussen is out the race, I should say. It's going side by side with Bottas, and this is a manner of Harrianto, or it must pass out Verline, a massive shunt actually. Both Magnussen and Verline out of the race. And here comes Rosberg, who's just coming under the safety car, is out at this point already. And Raikkonen just behind. And Rosberg actually just drives into the back of the safety car, which is incredibly strange. And then Raikkonen followed him and lost out his front wing. But safety car restart now. It looks like Hamilton is come off the best from this safety car as he's still in the lead when he's got a Renault and 2 Toro Rossos behind him. So no major rivals for him. As Julian Palmer is making a massive gain and is up in 2nd place somehow. And I'm 3rd ahead of Carlos Sainz, who's actually got quite a run at me down into turn 1 after I bottled the restart slightly. But he's not going to go for a move there because that would be very foolish. And Hamilton's going to try and break away. I'm in a much quicker car than Julian Palmer, so getting impatient already through turn 3 even. And Julian Palmer looks like he's not going to put up too much of a fight if I go for a move. And I think we all know what's coming as we get towards that hairpin of after the Degnas, but we'll have to wait and see. Palmer just going so much slower than myself. You can see the pace I've got compared to the midfield cars. Maybe not Hamilton, but especially like the Williams, everyone like the Force Indias. And now actually we go for a move into Degna, which is very odd. I wasn't expecting that. And we take 2nd place off of Julian Palmer. And here's the middle stint just turned into absolute carnage. So here's a Ferrari of Raikkonen, I think this is, along with Ria Harrianto, and there's contact with the Red Bull behind. Harrianto's going to have to go wide through 130R, gets collected by Ricciardo. And here's another highlight. And Perez, it's another 3 wide. They make contact with Vettel, that is, and then the McLaren comes out of nowhere, puts Perez out of the race, causes a big traffic jam, Button spins out, so I don't know what's going on with the AI. And here's Esteban Gutierrez with a regular engine failure, so nothing too untoward there, but the other 2 incidents are very, very confusing. And now on to lap 17, Hamilton has pitted, so I retake the lead, and we're not going to the end at this point because it would be very difficult to check out these hard tyres that far, but hopefully we can maybe put up a bit of fight against Lewis Hamilton. And Julian Palmer is still in 3rd place. I'm not sure how he's doing it, but lap 21 now, I think I'm going to come into the pit lane. Hamilton's not too far behind, so he's definitely got a big undercut over me, and he's gained a lot of time compared to what the gap was before. But I should come out just behind Daniel Ricciardo in 3rd place, and only 16 runs at this point. You see how much carnage there was with the going 3 wide everywhere. Lots of crashes, and I'm not sure what's going on. Hamilton sets fastest lap as he retakes the lead because he's that classy. So there's no chance of catching him at all, but Ricciardo isn't too far ahead, and I won the 2 tyre compounds better than him, and they're fresher tyres, so anything's possible. And the chase is now on to hunt down Daniel Ricciardo. It's like 23, the gap is down to about 2 seconds. And I'm actually going to set a purple lap, the fastest lap of the race. A 134, I think, or 36, I'm not quite sure. My screen isn't very focused, but then unfortunately the chase ended pretty quickly as my tyres, the life sort of run out a bit of them, and Ricciardo gets 2nd, Hamilton wins, but I'm going to come across the line for 3rd place, which is another podium in the bag. It's not too bad at all.
Good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today.
So Lewis Hamilton wins from Daniel Ricciardo in second. I take home third place, a podium. Verstappen in fourth, the two Ferraris fifth and sixth, and Jolyon Palmer with a very strong showing in seventh place. Alonso eighth, my teammate Sainz in ninth, then followed by Felipe Massa. Valtteri Bottas just missed it out on points along with Romain Grosjean. And yeah, very, very odd how much crashes there were that race. But now driver standings, I'm still in fourth place, but there's only 1 point now to Nico Rosberg after his retirement, and we've got a bit of a gap to Vettel and Verstappen. So you know it's going quite well at the minute. Hamilton has a big lead over Ricciardo and could win it next time out in the USA in the American Grand Prix. But we're fourth in the constructors as well. After most of my points are going towards that. Sainz hasn't scored that many this season, but we'll let him off, I think. And yeah, let's move on, I think. Let's look at the bottom of the standings, and it's still only the two Salvers haven't scored yet. And Jolyon Palmer overtakes Pascal Wehrlein, along with Alonso overtaking Perez. And then resource points, get quite a few of them. It takes up to 535 overall. And I've stopped the R&D now, so it's there we're going towards next season at this point. All the rivalry stuff isn't too important. The driver status goes up a bit, but that's going to be at the end of this video. So I hope you enjoyed. If you have, then leave a like on it. Subscribe if you want to see more. This has been J White 3, and I will see you next time.